Yeah,
Isn't
isn't
it
it something?
Yeah.
You know, I drove over from the condos just because I thought, well, I don't want to be out again in the wind. And I actually went further than the line, went beyond the library because I was scared. I thought, oh, I've gone too far. It's amazing.
Okay.
Okay,
Call the meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Grand Marais Public Library. We'll start with the roll call. Everybody introduce themselves, and we'll start with me and go around clockwise. I'm Kevin LeVore, I'm the vice chair.
Sue McClone, trustee.
Nancy Jaguar, trustee.
Sarah McManus, trustee.
And Oldham Beer, trustee.
Amanda St. John, library director.
Erica Turnes, librarian.
All right, so we'll move on to approve the consent agenda, and I know that Nancy had a question, so maybe you should ask your question.
Oh, I just was going to ask, maybe this goes down to approve the payment of bills, but.
Yes, no, it's the all approve agenda, minutes, and bills are all together on the consent agenda.
All right, okay, well, my question is, what did we pay the Two Harbors Public Library $200 for?
Sure. The Two Harbors Public Library and Silver Bay Public Library and Grand Marais Public Library all go in together for the book list subscription. Is it book list or book
yes.
pages? Book pages that
pages.
goes out here, so everybody sees what's fresh and coming out.
Mhm.
And because we split, we get a discount.
Wonderful, money well
So-
spent. I read it every month.
Well, thank you. Good to know.
Are there any other questions or of the agenda or the minutes or the payment of bills?
I wanted to add one thing to the agenda.
Sure.
Discussing reviewing the library director, to bring that back up. We talked about it briefly last month.
Okay, that should go.
That could still be new business.
Yeah, we'll do that. Do it after the calendar. It shouldn't take very long for the calendar. That's review director.
Thank you.
Anything else? Seeing none, a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended. Say aye.
I,
Opposed? It's approved. Next thing is library director.
You
is there
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
an I'll second.
You're cruising, Kevin.
Sorry. Okay, the library director's report.
Okay. We're gonna do some building updates for today. The boiler repair was made. So we had talked that the boilers were in error code E14, which had something to do with grounding. And we're pretty confident it has to do with condensation building up inside of the cabinets. As soon as we turned the heat on, the problem stopped happening and the heat has been stable. So we're pretty sure that's related. There were parts replaced in the one that was problematic as well as its twin, and just getting them both updated at the same time. And the cost of those repairs was $1,120. And we won't know if we solved the problem until we've turned it off for a while and something else reoccurs. So with this particular problem, it's sort of hunt and peck and trying things out. And we're just going to hope right now that it's solved. But it won't affect our heat during the winter time this year is what I'm seeing. The Northern Doors hardware, I let you know that I was going to repair the sweeps on the door, and they came through and did that repair for us, and it was $260. And then today we had ESC Systems come up, and they do our annual smoke alarm test to make sure that our setup, our system is working properly. And I enjoy working with ESC Systems. They help us coordinate their trip up here with other businesses in the area so that we get to share the cost of travel.
Excellent.
Any questions for me?
No.
Okay,
Anything else?
that's it for today.
Okay.
So the emergency door is now, the crash bar is now on the right side, the correct side.
We are expecting that to be fixed.
Okay,
this weekend.
this weekend.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And so then I'll tell you what the solution was.
Move on if there's no other questions to new business. Set the 2025 calendar, board meetings and holidays. Anybody have any questions or?
Fourth Thursday still work for everybody? 5 o'clock still
Yes.
works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Think about the closures.
I don't think so. We're on a pretty standard system here. There, sometimes like Christmas and so close to the weekend or something that we ask for an extra day, but I don't think there was anything we needed to talk about this year.
Okay. So do we need a motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the June 19th being celebrated on the 26th?
June 19th is being celebrated on the 19th.
Oh,
You
okay.
are
I'm sorry. I was looking at this
Oh,
as the dates are closed. So no, that's down there. Never mind.
if you want to flip it over. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
All right.
But good to question me because I tell you every year I
Clear.
get something, I get one of the dates.
They looked good to me.
They look good.
Okay.
I would move to accept the 2025 calendar for board meetings and holiday closures.
And I would second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of accepting the board schedule and the closures, say aye.
I,
Opposed? Okay. Next item is a marijuana there. It was a review the director.
Yeah, so I was just reviewing our policies, and we do have a policy that we review the director annually, which is something we haven't done since 2019, I think. And I just think it would be a good practice to return to. The library board hires and retains the director. We have oversight. We have a strategic plan. We have her job description. We have all the tools that we need to do the evaluation. So I think it would be appropriate for us to resume that.
Okay.
And I'd be happy. I have the tools we looked at last time. I'd be happy to bring those to our December meeting for us to look over and decide what we want to use.
I know we talked about it 2 years ago, but I did think we have done at least once and before that, or
2019 is last.
That's the last I could find in the minutes.
okay. So we just talked
about it.
We talked about it. We
talked
just
about it,
didn't
but
follow
didn't-
through.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's probably one of those things that sort of got lost
And
in the pandemic and the aftermath.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want a little context, I believe it was 2019 when I was under review, and the review was delivered December, January, something like that in the winter time, right there next to 2020, I think. And what happened was that at that time we were using a subcommittee. So the subcommittee would then communicate with the larger board, and like everybody was asked to go ahead and fill out the review. But in your policies, you both have an example of the city's expired library, staff review form. And you had a review form created by board members. And so there were logistical problems where some of the trustees were filling out one form, some the other, some both. And it just was a great opportunity to have a little more discussion about how the library director is reviewed, because the library board is unique and having a governing board and also being a member of city personnel and having two potentials to be reviewed. And so, yeah, that's how that progression happened. It was like right at the end of 2019 was the last time we talked about changing the form and how we wanted it to appear and what we wanted to actually be in the policy set. And then we we didn't finish the work. We chose to allow the city to perform the reviews and to provide regular feedback to the director through meetings.
So do we want to go ahead with the suggestion from Sarah, but we're bringing stuff and looking over on December meeting and then going ahead and making plans at that time?
Yes, good. That sounds good.
Not duplicating what the city already does, but
Right,
enhancing.
yeah, I guess
Right.
that would be a good idea.
Yes, I wouldn't use the same tool as the city.
Right. I would add that I did look over, that I did look over the, I do have a copy of what the board used, and I do think it needs some modification. So we can work on that next month.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you for
This-
bringing that up and kind of taking charge of it. Thank you.
Welcome.
So let's, I don't know that we actually need a motion, but that should go on the agenda next. To
Yep.
review the review,
Okay.
right? Is there anything else we need to bring up?
Well, we're going for the record here.
I goofed up. Anything else? Well, I think I'm going to just ask for a motion to adjourn then.
I will so move.
There's a second.
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
I,
Opposed?
Thank you.
Next
Efficiently
meeting
done,
is
Kevin.
when?
we are.
Next meeting is
The 19th?
19th of December.
I think our record